Hello and welcome to episode 67 of Knobcat Games Dungeons of the Obelisk podcast. I'm your host, Joe Sleppy. I'm Executive Prime at Knobcat Games, and this show is our audio devlog where we get together every so often and talk about our game, Dungeons of the Obelisk, a 2D turn-based dungeon crawling loot grinding adventure. And I'm joined today by our animancer, giver of movement, Nyka.
Hello. Hi again. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've had you on the podcast.
For sure.
And it's actually been a little while since we've done a podcast, too. We've kind of, we were doing every 2 weeks for a long time, and then we've kind of slowed down a little bit lately. So we're just been doing like one a month as we have stuff to talk about and, kind of playing it by ear like that.
Right on. Makes sense.
So if this podcast is out, that means the Rat Challenge is out. So right now, as of recording, it's not out yet, but I've played it a little bit and we can talk about it. And then once it's out, then we'll release this podcast so you can listen to this while you're killing a bunch of puke rats. The title of it, The Fast and the Furriest.
Nice.
I Googled rat puns because I couldn't think of anything other than rat race. And then I felt like The Fast and the Furriest was pretty funny.
Oh, that was that movie, right? Rat Race?
Oh, there is a rat race movie as well. But there's also a Fast and Furious,
gotcha.
Which is another racing movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Rats aren't particularly fast, so I'm not sure if it really works, but it's the best I got. We could still change the name if we can think of a better name before this podcast is over. I can have TJ change it, but
yeah, I mean it's not bad so far. Like the pun, I think the pun kind of works because I mean I feel like rats, they scurry around. They're pretty fast. I don't know.
They're faster than glubs, at least, which is our only other challenge so far.
For sure.
Actually, let me pull up the document here and see. Are rats faster than glubs? I'm pretty sure they are, but let's verify. Rats are exactly the same speed as glubs.
Oh no. So maybe they're not so fast, but
they're not so fast and furriest.
They're just as fast as a glub and furious.
I still think they have like a faster vibe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of a glub and I mean they don't even, I guess they hop around, but they don't really have legs or anything, so.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any better rat puns than that, so that's what we're going with, I think. Let's see. So what else is there? There'll be, of course, new challenge means new leaderboard. Everybody can try to do the best they can against rats now. I think rats are going to be harder than glubs, though. They're the same speed, but they have less constitution by a little bit, but they're stronger and they hit harder.
Yeah.
And they have like crit chance and stuff, so it'll be interesting. And then, of course, we were just looking at them. We have the new challenge or champion items. It always confuses me because I came up with the naming conventions, but it's a challenge and you can get a champion item. But then I always want to call it a challenge item. But new champion item is the Rat Wranglers, which are some pants that give crit chance. And we were just looking at them. By now, maybe you've seen them in the game. They're basically, me and Ben were talking about like what rat pants would look like. And I was like, do we give it like furry pants with like a rat tail or something? And like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, I couldn't think of like what item you collect from rats. So it's a puke rat. So we decided you collect rat puke. And we have lots of jars of slime in the game. So we didn't want to do a jar again or a bottle. So we did the paper bag of puke, which is really disgusting, but something new to collect, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to think of what they were going to look like when you told me about them, just off of the name. And honestly, they're pretty punky. I think we were talking about that before the podcast, that they're definitely kind of a punk aesthetic a bit, and I don't know. They might be they might be some of my favorites so far just because of how cool they look.
Yeah, we ended up going with just like some jeans, and then I was like, we were kind of saying like, how does it make sense that you collect rat puke and then you make jeans out of them? And I was like, well, maybe they're like, instead of acid wash jeans, they're puke wash jeans, which is so disgusting. But I guess that's what we went with. So they're green and they're made out of rat puke, and they have punk spikes on them and a wallet chain, and I think they're going to look pretty good. I haven't actually seen them in game yet.
I don't know. I feel like somehow it really fits the humor of our game, because like, it's not like gross out humor all the time, but there's always been slime and like skeletons and just weird gross stuff. So I feel like there's a bit of a kind of a gross aesthetic, just a little bit. Like a punky gross.
Maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s, huh?
Oh yeah, no, that would do it. All those slime toys and whatnot. I was actually like going crazy the other day, trying to tell my partner about these, they were called Naboo slime. Star Wars had to get in on the gross toy trend. So it was just like a bag of like blue pukey looking slime, and there was like some toys in it, like little figurine critters or whatever. It was just gross. But no, I thought I imagined that the other day, and then I found a Google picture of it, and I was like, oh my god, it's real.
I'm like trying to find, here's a Jabba the Hutt that has slime that comes out of him.
Oh, gross.
I had like the same thing. I have this like real distinct memory. I was probably like 9 or 10, and I had hurt my leg, and I was in the hospital, and I spent a lot of time watching TV because I was laying in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
And they always had these like ads for this toy on there, and like I wanted it, and I can't even remember. I think my parents did eventually get it for me, but didn't want to, because of course it's one of those gross toy things. It was called like a blurp ball, and it was like a ball, and they came like, I think there was like a mummy one and a Dracula one and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they had like it was a ball, and you squeezed it, and it shot like a projectile out of its mouth.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'm seeing that Jabba too. Oh my god. That looks like it would get messy really quick.
So like, I think everybody that grew up in the 90s has like weird, gross memories of puke and slime.
I'm not sure what was going on back then, but for sure. It was a different time? I don't know.
Yeah, that could be a different podcast of why we had so much gross stuff in the 90s.
For sure.
Because it would be like the people that were older than us, who were making this stuff, right? So there's, for some reason, people that were 30 and 40 in the 90s running companies and making toys were into gross stuff.
Yeah, maybe some like shareholders like watching his kid play out in the mud. It's like, we should find a way to sell that. I don't know.
Sell mud.
But IDK. But kind of circling back to our game, like,
yeah, sure.
I've definitely seen some games that really push the gross aesthetic, like I think of the first person shooter Scorn, which is like kind of doing the HG Geiger kind of thing with all the body horror, but like ours is pretty, I feel like it's pretty tolerable. It's just kind of cool and kind of silly with it, and I like that. More approachable.
Yeah, I mean, we have like a cartoon aesthetic more than anything, and the first level is the sewer and the swamp.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to play off of those things, you know. When we add another set of dungeons and we have like a new theme for them, then we'll be able to do some other stuff. But right now we're kind of like, everything is based on stuff that lives in the sewer. Yeah. So it's just gross by default, I guess.
It's going to be really funny when the new dungeon comes out and it's the new like Apple iPhone store. It's just like pristine white everything. Like, no. Just kidding. We're not spoilers. Not making that. What?
Yeah, I have like a document that is all of the levels through like I guess it started at 1 through 100.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Of every 10 levels, what they're going to be. So, no spoilers, I guess, but, and things can change, but I definitely have them all mapped out for everybody that's wondering. So if you think of something and tell me, I already have it written down what it's going to be. So if you guess correctly, you didn't come up with it.
It's like, if you guess correctly, how did you get a hold of my design doc?
Yeah. It was funny because Vant was doing I felt like it was an Always Sunny vibe with him in that board where he has all the stuff mapped out, the crime stuff, what I'm talking about.
Like the whole Charlie Day, whatever, like the mailman and the post.
Yeah, he was trying to guess what challenge was going to be next, and he got really close. Ooh. The only thing is he didn't think I was going to do them in order, because obviously glubs were the first mob you run into in the dungeon and rats were the second. So he didn't think I would do it in order, but rats just made the most sense to me to be next.
Yeah.
It came down to mows and rats. And I just wasn't 100% sure what the mow item might be.
Yeah, that might be a bit more of a thinker.
Yeah, I've got it figured out now. But we ended up going with the rat and the pants because we just needed some pants items. We have less pants and feet than anything else. So
yeah, for sure.
So the Gloop Fist from the Glub Challenge, I don't think was like a super popular item. I think it's still pretty good and has its place in the game. But I think these pants are going to be like best in slot for pants.
Nice. What a nice looking pair for it. I mean, I know you can kind of set up your outfits if you want, but I probably would end up just wearing those.
Yeah, I think I probably will too. We got jeans and now we just need a hoodie and then I'll be set.
Yeah, then I could just make my real life outfit in game at that point. I'm just always walking around like a hoodie. A hoodie and a skirt, that's it. Well, and shoes and panties, all that. No, don't think into it too much. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, add a new challenge I think is pretty exciting for the game. I'm not sure what else to talk about yet. I did some testing on it, making sure everything worked, but I didn't really get to the point where I was testing a build and seeing how strong the rats were and stuff. So the scaling will fall as it may, but as long as we get through all the couple little bugs that I found before we launch, I think it's going to work out pretty good.
Yeah, and as of recording this, I still I just got the files today, and I'm going to be animating them this weekend, but it looks pretty straightforward. So I imagine probably by Sunday evening, afternoon, I'll probably be uploading those files, and then we can hopefully see them in game pretty soon, if not by the time this is out.
Yeah, we're recording on Friday, and I believe TJ's plan is to get it out Monday or Tuesday for the challenge. So if you get done Sunday, then the challenge might launch with the pants animated, but if not, we'll just throw them in the game unanimated and then update when the animation is done.
For sure. And if they don't get out initially, I will be working to get them out ASAP. So if anyone's worried about that, I got you.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be slime dripping off the pants.
Yeah,
right?
that's kind of what I figured.
More slime and projectiles flying everywhere.
Just kind of dripping off, or kind of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the axe, I guess, with the blood drips.
Oh, that was a fun one to animate.
Yeah, that's kind of our November plans, I guess. I can't think of anything else in particular that we want to announce yet. We have a few plans for December. I wanted to do a big December event, but it's just not in the cards right now. Everything takes a little bit longer to do. So when we started in September for the October event with Pumpkinhead and everything, the players might notice that we didn't even get to have Gutso out until I'm not even sure. I think it was the 18th. So some things just end up taking more time. And the big plans that I have for December, just there's no way they're going to get done in time. So we're just going to do, I think, some smaller stuff. There will be a few things that we'll do, but it's not going to be anything astronomical. It'll just be like, more free stuff, which I think is really good. Probably a loon or somebody will have a monthly gift menu again, and maybe something around town, maybe some presents or something.
Yeah, I guess we hit that part of the year where it's like you're either kind of winding down your plans for this year, or you're just like full steam ahead on like plans for next year. So like,
yeah, we definitely have plans for next year and stuff. I mean, I guess just so everybody knows, it's pretty obvious, from the Discord and stuff. Like, we've got lots of dedicated players. There's a handful of like people really pushing the leaderboards and stuff, but we don't have like huge numbers like some games, so we're not making like a ton of money right now. So we're working on getting like some investors and stuff. We want to make a pitch for investors and see if we can get a good cash flow for next year. And then once that happens, we'll really be able to like advertise, get some more players, hopefully start making some money, and then work on all kinds of stuff. If we had enough money that I could keep everybody working full time, we'd really be able to update a lot faster.
Yeah, it's just, so, you got to plan and be strategic when you're kind of doing it all out of pocket. And I mean, the support's definitely been cool, but like I know you've put a lot of your own like money and stuff into this. Yeah,
it's been a lot of money,
but like it's a solid game. Like, you're not like pitching an unfinished game to somebody being like, hey, pay us to make this. Like, it's more like, hey, pay us to like keep making this or make the best version of as possible.
I think if we can get in front of people that are investors, because there's sites and stuff where you can just go and people who have money come to these sites and look for games to invest in. And I think as long as we have a good pitch and we can show them what we got, I really think it's a solid game that people will be interested in playing, trying, and then maybe supporting. So we're still in the beginning stages. We have only got the first 10 levels and one challenge, and he has 2 challenges now, and breach and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do in the game, and there's a lot of some people have like over 600 or 700 hours in the game right now, like since March. So there's a lot of potential play time in the game, but there's also a limited amount. And I think once we get updated and can start making more cosmetics and more things for the shop and stuff, I think people will be more interested in spending money, giving us money, playing, that kind of thing. And I think it's only up from here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like the hardest part was probably making the game and then getting it out the door and kind of getting it through that first year. Is, I feel like it's been like a bit easier as it's gone, but it's still like we're still figuring it out. Yeah, with just a little help, I feel like we could be doing really well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the main thing is just having like a budget for advertising right now. Honestly. I think if somebody gave us that, and then if somebody was interested in helping us port to mobile, I think those would be the 2 main things.
That does seem like what people are usually asking about, is like, oh, is there going to be a mobile port? Is there a mobile port? And like, not even gonna lie, like I sometimes load the game up on the Steam Link app on my phone. I kind of play it like a mobile game, so like I get it.
Oh, does that work?
It does, because the game's mostly mouse-based, so most of the touch screen stuff just kind of works. I mean, you get some latency if your connection isn't great, but it's pretty much...
You're gonna have to tell me how to do this.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah, when we're done with this podcast, we're gonna do this, and then maybe we can tell people about that, because... that might help a lot for...
It's not perfect, and I mean, you still have to have the game, like, running on your computer or I assume your Steam Deck or whatever, but, Like I find myself like I'll be sitting across the room working on something, but I don't want to get up and go to my computer, so I'll just have it on my phone sometimes.
Oh, that's really cool. No, I would definitely do that because like my computer's in my studio, and if I could go out on the couch and just chill and play, like, oh, man, I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah, no, it's like perfect for that, honestly. Like that would be like a great use case for it, I think.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, I could probably get you hooked up with that. I think it's just like downloading a store from the App Store and like making sure it's installed on your computer and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do this, and then maybe we should make like a little
just like a little how-to guide. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a video or something for people how to do this on your phone. That would be really cool. And then maybe people can play on their phones and stuff like while they're at home. Yeah. That would be that might be beneficial to us.
It's like something. I mean, it's, you know, I know what people would like is like to be able to pull it up at work or pull it up on the bus, but like it's, you know, it's something in the meantime, I think.
Yeah, halfway there at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Do you have any more stuff you want to say about rats?
I love them. I just think they're adorable. Be nice to rats.
Except for puke rats.
Except for those, you might get sick.
Puke rats are evil.
Yeah, and they bite. So, you know, keep some distance, maybe 6 feet.
Sword length.
Yeah.
All right on. In that case, I'm going to wrap up the show. Everybody that's been listening, thank you so much for listening to the end of this podcast. We really appreciate your interest in our game. If you're not in our Discord, you're going to want to find the link in game under the help menu and join our Discord. Talk to us, ask us questions, tell us about bugs. All that good stuff is there on the Discord. We also have our social media, which is Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which are all at Dungeons Obelisk. And if you like our game, consider leaving a review. A Steam review really helps, and a review on the podcast is also very helpful. And I do occasionally stream sometimes at twitch.tv/StarRambler. Until yesterday, I was the only person that streams. That's not true. World Eater streamed Dungeons of the Obelisk one time. Yeah. And Brittany is streaming it now too. She did a couple hours last night, so I'm not sure if she's going to keep doing that. I hope so, because it was really fun to watch. And look for links to all that in the Discord. I think that's everything. Until the next episode, we'll see you then. Bye.